Good Wednesday evening, everybody. I'm meteorologist David Glenn here in the Storm Track 9 Weather Center. It's a busy night around here. Don't forget our Fox Chattanooga newscast comes up in about a half hour. Also streaming on your device at foxchattanooga.com and News Channel 9 at 11, also streaming on newschannel9.com. Let me allow a few more folks to jump on board here and we'll get started our quick nightly weather chat and tell you what's going on with Helene. A lot to watch here. And I think those of you who've watched my previous updates, and we're going to do our best to keep you updated on everything going on with this storm, as we always do. So let me share this over to this page. Take just 1 second here. Just to give you folks a little bit more time to jump on board here. Slow computer over here on this side. I'm going to turn this on so I can see some of your comments as well. Here we go. Oh, wait. You know what I just did? I shared the wrong link. Give me just 1 second here. Made an error. I was trying to share this link over and I shared an old link, and which is going to do nobody any good. We're like, wait, that's old data. We don't need that. It's hard when you're multitasking. I think we all do it in various forms of our day. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. A lot to talk about tonight with Helene moving in. If you've been watching our earlier broadcast, you know that we're still expecting Helene to be a major hurricane. Could reach Cat 4 strength. It'll be inland by this time tomorrow night. It's going to slingshot northward across the Gulf. But also that forward speed means a big push far, far inland of these hurricane and tropical storm force winds. And that's why there's a rare tropical storm warning over a large part of our viewing area in Georgia and North Carolina, and high wind advisories and warnings out across southeast Tennessee. So again, all areas locally could have tropical storm wind gust. When? Well, late tomorrow night, and especially that first half of the day, Friday, and into the early part of Friday afternoon. All right, so let's not waste any more time. Let's talk about the graphics here. I'll turn this around. And again, we are weather alert through tomorrow and Friday. Now, really, folks, most of the day tomorrow, with the exception of areas east, not a whole lot going on. I really think the most active period is Thursday night and into Friday. So we'll talk about where the tropical storm wind gusts could occur, but secure those outdoor items. You know, those Halloween decorations that some of you already have out, you might want to tie those things down. Tie down the trampoline, bring in the patio umbrellas, things like that. So it's a wind threat, and it is a rain threat. We've already had a little bit of rain today. It's still raining heavily in areas to our east, but we're in this range. Not everybody's going to see 6. Not everybody's going to be seeing 3. It's going to be in a range across our viewing area, but higher totals, which could peak out 7, 8 inches or more into the Blue Ridge Mountains. This is going to rain in a longer period of time there. Okay? So again, earlier today, this was a tropical storm watch. Now it's a tropical storm warning. The only difference is the timing. When it's a watch, it means that tropical storm conditions are possible within 48 hours. Once you jump below 36 hours, it goes to a warning. So it's not changed as far as what to expect. It's just the timing. Now, this means that winds in these counties could be in the 39 to 73 mile an hour range. That's in a range. It's mainly going to be the gusts coming in, all coming in from a northeasterly direction. Okay? But we all know the wind does not stop at the state line. Nope, not a bit. There's a high wind watch, which more than likely, overnight by morning, this will become a warning. And again, this means that in lower elevations, winds of 20 to 30, gusts to 50, which is tropical storm strength. Higher elevations, especially here, these higher mountain peaks, Tennessee, North Carolina border, 30 to 40, some gusts up to 70 at those higher peaks, which again, remains in tropical storm strength. So everybody area-wide has some sort of wind advisory. In fact, a wind advisory out for Jackson and DeKalb County, Alabama. Everybody covered under that. Also, flood watch out through Friday afternoon. Rain has just started, but we're expecting even more to move in. This is how much rain has fallen so far, and I want to point something out. Remember I told you the higher rain totals are going to be over here? These areas along and east of 75, it is still raining. We've had the ground become a little bit more saturated here, but over in here, they've already had a lot of rain already, just in the past 24 hours. If you look at some of these totals, where you see, say, the yellow shading, Cherokee County, over 2.5. Look at this, along the Tennessee, North Carolina border, so up to the Cherahela Skyway area, 4.7. Over to Chatsworth, over 2 inches. So this ground is super saturated. Once we get more heavy rain with Helene, this is the area. Because the higher terrain and more accelerated runoff, where you could have mudslides, massive flash flooding issues. So please be aware of that in those areas, okay? Now that's also where it's still raining at this hour. Notice again, it's raining still in these areas. And if you look at the loop, there's still quite a feet of moisture coming in from the south, moving off to the north and east. I believe I got the radar loop there. There we go. So we're getting a bit of a break over here, just a few isolated showers overnight. In fact, overnight tonight, folks, for most of the viewing area, not much happening. Be aware of some minor flooding to the east so far, but not a whole lot going on. It's all because of a cold front. That front has passed us, but this front is going to stall out. That's why things improved around Chattanooga, but the eastern half of our viewing area is still raining. This front's going to back up a bit and pull up more moisture tomorrow. So we're going to start with cloudy skies tomorrow, then by late day, and this time tomorrow, more rain moving in, and then even more rain comes in with Helene. Which, speaking of Helene, you can see it right there. Not hard to pick out. You don't even need a meteorologist to figure that one out. There it is. Very well-defined center. It's not just warm waters. I mean, the waters in the Eastern Gulf are always going to be warm enough for tropical storm activity, 80 degrees or higher in late September. It's also the upper level winds. There's no wind shear. So it's got perfect ventilation aloft and the warm waters. So it's not just because of warm waters. Warm waters is a factor. It's like baking a cake. Well, I mean, you got to preheat the oven at 400, but unless you put the ingredients in the oven, you're not going to get cupcakes. So you got all the perfect ingredients. You got the warmth, but also you got the upper level support and no wind shear. Plus you got an upper level trough, which is going to slingshot this thing off to the north very rapidly. So right now it's the same winds are at 85. Now I want you to notice something. Between now and tomorrow afternoon, that's just about 16 hours from now. 1 to 4. That's what good upper level ventilation support and good warmth in the waters can do for you. So this could be a very, very powerful hurricane upon landfall. Notice the very narrow swath. There's not much deviation where that storm is going to go. Now, it'll make inland trek Thursday evening. I think by this time tomorrow, it'll be inland. Between 2 p.m. and 2 a.m., it goes from offshore to near Macon. So by the time it's south of the Atlanta metro area near Macon, it can still be at hurricane strength. And then notice the most active 12-hour period for us, I believe, is going to be from that 2 a.m. slot to about midday Friday, early afternoon, where this goes from rapidly to tropical storm strength to a depression. So it loses half of its strength in that 12-hour period, but it's tightly clustered right here, moving right over us. So my concern is a big wind field and heavy rain. Now, people have asked me about the tornado threat, and I get that. Usually the tornado threat is east of that center. Now, don't focus on the center of this. Again, that center could be from here to here. So typically, I think the greater tornado concern is really going to be farther south over southeastern Georgia and then into the Carolinas. But nevertheless, we'll watch that. Okay, I'm very well aware of that. We'll watch that track. But what we're more certain of is a strong wind field on the northern edge and northwestern part of the storm and the rain getting tossed in. All right, so wind and rain. And those wind speeds could be tropical storm wind force. I believe some of our southeastern counties and Blue Ridge Mountain counties could see some gusts nearing or just above hurricane strength. It's possible. Now, by Friday afternoon, this thing is way up here to our north. So there's going to be a big change in the morning, very active. And by afternoon and evening, things will be a little bit better. And then it'll just sort of meander back here over the course of the weekend. And we'll just have a few showers at times on Saturday, nothing like Friday. So here's our future track, and let's put this all into timing. All right, so overnight by morning, my concern is to the east because these areas, it's going to be raining continuously. So Ella-J, Murphy, Copper Hill, McKaysville, Ducktown, I'm telling you, be aware of the flooding threat because you're going to get rain for a longer period of time. In the city and west, not much going on early on. In fact, by lunchtime, you're like, where's all this rain? Well, from lunchtime and into the late stage of the afternoon, it all starts trending back to the west. Okay? It all starts trending back. So I think later in the day, better rain chances. Through midnight tomorrow night, here comes more of that deeper rain. And then the winds will really start picking up into those early pre-dawn hours of Friday. This takes us to Friday morning. I believe that's going to be our windiest and rainiest period. It's from sunrise to noon. Now, this is factoring the center going by right about here. Okay? So if that happens, sunrise to midday, most active period of wind and rain. And then rather quickly from lunchtime to late afternoon, that rain's gone. There'll be a wind shift. It'll still be breezy, but not nearly as windy, not as rainy. I've had people ask me about football games Friday night. And that depends on, schools open or closed. I don't know how they, what their stipulation is, the game's going on, but it's football time Friday night, folks. There might be a few light showers and breezy, but the danger will be early in the day. And then by Saturday, a few passing showers is what's left of that moves by, but not an all-day thing. There'll be showers here and there, but for the most part, kind of rotating through. So we'll keep some showers in there Saturday, but not to the extent that we'll see on Friday. So again, the stronger wind gust, and this will still fluctuate, and I'll show you why. Stronger wind gusts will be deep into the overnight hours. It'll really start picking up around sunrise. So let me back this up just a little bit, wee little bit there. So around 7 a.m. So winds are starting to pick up 25, 35, and here come the higher gusts with the circulation. Now, this is betting on the circulation being here. Now, if the circulation is here, well, then you push that wind field farther west. So it can fluctuate. But notice it shows 35 to 45, and even in areas north of where that tropical storm warning is in effect, yeah, even across our Tennessee counties, 45 to 50 possible. Even stronger. So please be aware of that. Early afternoon, still windy, but there's a wind shift. And then later in the day to the evening, it's manageable, 15 to 20. And not quite as bad. Again, rainfall amounts will fluctuate a bit. We're still in that 3 to 6 inch zone. I think it's going to be much, much higher. I've seen this fluctuate. This is just a range, 3 to 4 to 5. I think over in here it's still going to be 6 to 8, even higher. In these areas, it's going to be raining longer. So I take that kind of with a grain of salt. But still, we're looking at some impressive totals. The heaviest amount falling as we go through the night, tomorrow night, and the first half of Friday. I want to show you the NAM model. Let me see if they've updated. Has a new one come in yet? I don't believe it has. No. Anyway, this shows the latest afternoon run. The evening run will be coming in pretty soon. This shows the center going by just east of Chattanooga. So again, we talk about tornado threat. That'd be more way over here to the east. But it shows, again, some wind gusts 40 to 50 around Chattanooga. But into these higher mountain peaks, some 70-mile-an-hour gusts are possible. So that's just the NAM. And it shows that happening right around sunrise Friday. The strongest wind gust, 6 to 10 a.m. And then rather rapidly by midday, the strongest gusts are passing by. And so is the wind. Its latest precipitation total has us in that still 3-4 inch, and look over here, about 8 inches. The GFS model, again, this is a global model. The GFS is still in that 3 to over 6 inch range here. Highest totals to the east as far as winds, which we're watching carefully. Gust potential, there we go. It shows that center again, trending just right over us, just to the east. So it's still got some 30 to 40. It goes a little less in the wind, with it being more to the east. And then one other thing I'll show you, let me show you the spaghetti plots. I showed this earlier. This shows just where the latest models are. And again, tightly clustered track from the city and east. So it's kind of put that center just here in east, which again, if you look at these tracks, tornado threat more here, but still on the north, since we're on the northern western part, strong winds and rain. Though we'll keep an eye on all that. Any fluctuation in track can change everything as far as the wind and the rain. Okay? So I hope that's answered some questions for you. Again, a lot can still change, and we know that. This is stuff that's out of our control. Any deviation to the west puts us more in that more dangerous east side of the storm with more wind. So we're going to watch that very carefully. But this is a rare situation with a tropical storm warning being this far inland. It's happened before. Many of you may remember, for example, 1995 Hurricane Opal. Opal came over the Yucatan a little bit farther west. It made landfall near Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Pensacola to Fort Walton, and it plowed straight north through Alabama, and that put Chattanooga on the very east side of the storm. We had a lot of damage around here, a lot of flooding in that early October period when Opal came by. This is a little bit to the east of where Opal went by, but it's still going to be a major hurricane like Opal did. But so we've had these situations before, but they're rarity. They don't happen every year. So it's rare to have a tropical storm warning this far inland, but that's because of the very fast motion and that wind field getting pushed farther north. So I think the most active period for us is overnight Thursday night and that first part of the day Friday through at least early afternoon. I think things do improve late day Friday and into Friday night. There'll still be some showers Saturday, but not to the extent of what we'll have on Thursday night and Friday. Okay, that's it for now. I, of course, will have more updates coming up tomorrow as we watch the storm make progress inland, but expect to hear explosive development to major hurricane strength. It's Cat 3 or higher, and we'll keep you posted on any track deviations or changes, and we'll talk more about the wind and the rain threat. But again, take the time to tie up some loose items in your yard, those Halloween decorations. Take care of those now while the winds are not strong. You have some time to do it tomorrow too, because I think around the city, there'll be some showers, but really the greater chance deeper into the day. And be aware of the major flooding threat. There'll be flash flooding possible area-wide, but especially east of the city into the mountains, a little bit rougher there. All right, stay safe, everybody. Also have plans for possible power outages. Be sure to keep your mobile devices fully charged during the day tomorrow night, as long as you can, because you might need them should you lose power. All right, stay safe, everybody. We'll have more details coming up tonight at 10 and 11. And, of course, throughout the day tomorrow. And we'll be tracking it for you right up to the time it's here and leaving on Friday. Stay safe, everybody. Take care.